What's one hack or trick that you've learned or done in the last 2 months that someone here watching can do right away?
If they have it in their ad account, the push delivery to this ad feature, one of the big issues people have is introduce a new ad. It doesn't get any into an ad set that's already live with other ads. It doesn't get any ad spend. And it's like, what was the point? In a lot of ad accounts now, you have this push delivery to this ad feature. Using that, thought you can force spend on it, actually see if it can perform. And as a time saver, not having to go through like A/B tests with a creative testing tool or having a separate ad set, separate campaign.
Yeah.
That's an obvious one.
How much more is that costing you though, on average?
I wouldn't say it's costing more across the board because you just have to manage the other budgets, you know?
Okay. Testing is like a loss-making process, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you minimize that and maximize the learning? What's the best like testing structure you've seen to do that?
I think it really depends on the business. I don't see creative testing as loss-making, although it can be in the short run. I see it short-term, long-term. Right, so short-term is don't do any testing, run with your best performers. That's what's most profitable. Long-term is when you're going to need to do a load of testing because we need to find winners that can allow us to scale, that can allow us to run this campaign for months, years.
Yeah.
That's more how I'd reframe it. It's almost a decision around scale, right? If you've got a 8x return on ad spend at a certain budget level, if you go and scale that significantly, your ROAS will drop. But maybe you want the bigger business. There are loads of advantages that come with scale.
You just make more money.
You just have to know that's what the trade-off is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we are scaling. We will reduce short-term profitability on our media buying.
So what's your favorite testing structure?
Give me a budget.
All right, let's go like AOV 120.
Yep.
Budget 100K a month.
One product?
Let's keep it simple, one product. Yeah.
With that sort of budget, I'm going to want a separate scaling and testing campaign. Like if you're spending that much, I don't want to risk the winners in your scaling campaign or your evergreen campaign, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Take a hit when you introduce new testing. I have a separate testing campaign, identify winners there, and then I'd move them over to the scaling campaign using the creative testing tool. That allows you to maintain delivery to your best performers in the scaling campaign.
Yeah.
You can introduce up to 5 new ads using the creative testing tool in the scaling campaign from the successful tests. That won't mess up delivery, but it will give them a chance.
So you have a different ad set in your scaling campaign with the creative testing, basically. The five ads.
I'm quite aggressive on this. I would have it in the same ad set.
Oh, really? Okay.
Under creative testing, the impact on the existing winners seems to be far less. Even once the test ends and delivery returns to normal. It is riskier.
Yeah.
But thinking a few moves ahead, if you have separate ad sets for each new test or each new time you're moving stuff over, before long, you have fragmented data. You have conversions there, conversions there.
Yeah.
And you think, you know what? If we could just have all these conversions in one ad set, I think we'd have
That'd be better, yeah.
So
consolidation.
Not everyone.
Yeah.
I'm willing to take the risk on that.
Yeah.
So that we can be better in 6 months' time than having all this fragmentation.
What creative format are you seeing winning across the board?
If we combine our coaching clients and I've done for you, we have more than 1,200 ad accounts in our business manager. So like shit ton of data, right? And we found that about 60% of the time, videos were best performer. About 25% of the time, it was statics. And the other 15% would be others. I ran the same analysis about 2 years ago. The other was the same, it was like 10-15%. But the static and video had switched.
We launched nearly like 1 million ads a month.
Wow.
And all our data is public, so you can see how many videos versus images are actually being launched. So you can see it's around actually 55% images and 44% video.
That's what's being launched, yeah. The way we looked at our numbers was, are the best performers more video or more image? So it doesn't surprise me that you're getting more images launched just because there's so much easier.
It's easier to produce, yeah.
But I'd be interested to know around performance, and that's what we saw. So video is the best performer most of the time, but not 100%. Always.
And what types of businesses now images work better?
It's going to be businesses where they can decide whether or not they're interested really quickly, or where the ask is really small.
Okay.
So we see image ads perform best sometimes with like simple lead magnet campaigns, right? It's really easy to do.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about the size of the next ask. Video gives you the opportunity to provide more reasons why someone should take an action. But if they don't need more reasons, then you're just losing people. That's the trade-off there.
Okay.
Like, interestingly, we often see my ads, the best performers are images, because they're being run to a warm audience. They don't need lots of convincing. What they need more than anything is a reminder. So we often find images perform better for my stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in video, what would you say is like a winning format right now?
My favorite, hands down, the influencer.
Break it down for me.
Yeah, so find someone that your audience cares about that's like relevant to what it is that you sell.
Yeah.
Where they follow them, they know them, they like them, they trust them. in so many of our client ad accounts, the best performing ad creative is a partnership ad.
We're actually the #1 partnership ad launcher.
Yes, Meta will be very happy with you.
Yeah, they love us. They love us.
There's so many benefits. It's like they stop the scroll because your audience knows them. Their recommendation carries weight. They go buy this, they're like, sure, I trust him, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Or her. And also, I think this is undervalued. A lot of companies are crap at making creative.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just work with an influencer, like they're normally pretty good at it, otherwise they wouldn't have built an audience, right?
Yeah.
So you then just don't have to worry about producing high quality video. It's like, I'll just do it for you.
Yeah. Well, then what's the best way to negotiate?
If I was a business looking to start, I'd start small. I'm not normally too interested in anyone that's got less than like 100K following across channels.
Interesting. Okay.
If you get an influencer that works really well and they've got like 12,000 followers, that ad will run well for a week.
Yeah.
At scale. And then they run out of audience.
But you can run it past their audience, right?
But I think it loses the impact. It doesn't mean it won't work.
Yeah.
But if they ran it with someone that extra people knew, I think it would do even better. I start with a small batch because it will be hit or miss.
Yeah.
Like some won't perform at all, some perform really well. And then honestly, I'd lowball them. Like go in and be like, we're willing to pay this.
Take it or leave it.
Sometimes they'll come back and be like, oh, we want a bit more, and you can kind of negotiate them down.
Yeah.
Particularly in certain industries, it's easier than others, right? So
Okay.
if you're trying to work with like a business influencer, really expensive, really hard.
Yeah.
Because business influencers make tons of money. But if you're trying to do this in like the fitness space,
like B2C. Yeah.
they only really make money from brand deals. This is their gig.
Yeah.
You can have someone that's got 120,000 follower on Instagram in the health and fitness space. They're not making tons of money.
Something I learned from the Cal AI founder. Like if you think of every personal trainer, they're essentially a mini influencer. They're like desperate for work. Essentially.
They are.
So what they did was like they negotiated on a CPM basis. It's like we'll pay you if your video does well organically, and then you can repurpose your partnership ad.
That's an interesting way to do it at scale.
But that's how they did it like 3 years ago, and this was pre how a lot of people did it. That's picked up a lot like the CPM model, but it's really hard to negotiate, and only works if you have an oversupply of influencers versus market demand.
Yes.
But I was like, they crushed it on that for a long time.
Unless you have something automated, it's always a bit faffy. And that's also why I want bigger ones. Because if we find one that works well, we want to be able to go back to them and like keep like.
Do you find that the second and third time works like almost as well, or is it like take a big dip? Because I've seen it take a big dip.
It can take a big dip. It really always takes some of a dip.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it still won't outperform what you were doing previously. I can think of many influencer deals where like the company's going to spend, let's say, 500K on the partnership ad, and they paid the influencer 3K to produce the creative.
Yeah.
Let's say those influencer ads were 30% more effective than homegrown. So you've captured 150K of value for 3K. Amazing deal.
Yeah.
So if they come back next time and they want 5, it's like fine. All right. And that's why you don't want to be reliant on like one person.
Yeah, you need like 10 at least, right? Yeah.
But I also think going forward, the value of that influencer creator recommendation is only going to go up. With more and more AI generated content, personal brand is going to be huge. Basically, I think like greatest influencer recommendations are going to drive a larger and larger percentage of all commercial actions.
Organic or paid? Both.
Right.
Both. Yeah.
You walk down like a supermarket aisle, right? And you've got your like Feastables and your Pride.
Yeah,
It's mostly like recognizable brands with like a few creative stuff.
Yeah.
There will be a time where it'll be like, that's his, that's hers, that's da-da-da.
You think so? It's going to be like a lot more diverse on the shelf.
Much more creator influencer led.
Really? Okay.
And the bigger, larger brands that sell that stuff are going to struggle.
Yeah. And is it worth doing anything but Meta?
Yes, I think so. But I think that it's not worth expanding to another advertising channel unless you're seriously operating at some scale and it's performing well.
And what would you qualify as scale?
It'd be different for different businesses. So I actually like to think about it through a revenue number as opposed to like an ad spend number.
Okay.
So my classic thing has been like, unless you're generating at least $1 million a year in revenue from the one channel, don't bother adding it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a distraction. You're always going to be able to scale it more. If you want to wait longer, then that's fine. But I like to do revenue because like some businesses will get to $1 million revenue with 50K spend, and others it will be like 700K spend to get there, you know? Just depending on the business model and their margins and things like that.
Do you have any questions? I don't know.
What businesses launch the most ad creative?
It's actually e-com. If you look at what drives the most revenue for Meta as well, e-com is like basically number one. And we see that a lot as well. E-com will get so many ads, especially if you have a lot of SKUs. It's like a lot of ads as well.
And often creative is easy to produce for e-com, right?
Yeah.
You can use a lot more AI to help produce a lot of that.
But I would say the more interesting answer is actually like affiliate marketers.
Oh,
because they're more on like the gray area, and therefore they don't care, and they will launch like hundreds, thousands. And what we see as well is like a lot of those things that are working for the affiliates will then get passed down to like the D2C and e-com like 6 months later.
Yeah.
And then it goes to like the mega brand. But that's where you get the most interesting learnings. And you obviously don't do exactly that, but you like see what's working there. And then how do you reverse engineer? So the affiliates are like big launchers and apps as well. E-com, I'd say like those are like, and agencies number one, but that's just a function of
Who's top on partnership ads?
health and wellness is like the biggest one by far.
What proportion of your ads are partnership ads?
It goes anywhere from like 2% to 50%. But the ones that spend a lot will generally be, I'd say like 20 to 50%, a very large chunk back. With certain creators, depending on how you negotiate it, you can actually get like the unlimited access to their page. And what a lot of people do is just launch like 1,000 ads under that page.
Oh, wow.
And then it's like that actually crushes so much. Yeah. Because it looks organic.
Obviously, you're growing as a company because you're acquiring more users.
Yeah.
But from your existing users, are you seeing them do more and more creative?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like post Andromeda, everyone's heard like more creative diversity.
Yeah, I mean, we see it's very clear in the data. Like the more ads you do, the more you spend. Whether that's correlation or causation, you know, like who knows? But it's very clear.